everybody.
It is I, Jacob Moore, the self-proclaimed sports analyst, joined by the usual suspects, Mr. Lane Dashing Dashko and Mr. Moore for your money.
Woo.
Okay, that woo is about as pathetic as Edmonton's offensive line tonight.
Woo!
Yeah, Ric Flair would be ashamed of you. Ric Flair will call you and be like, what was that?
Now, bigger question before we
Who's
get into
Ric
the
Flair?
game. Dan, do you know who Ric Flair is?
Oh.
Oh. When you say woo,
Woo!
that's what he does. He goes, woo!
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 Our viewers are just like, what the hell is going on? But Edmonton Elks dropped to 1-6.
They are not
Roughriders
wooing,
now
that's
the
for
best
sure.
team in the West. However, I don't know if the Riders will be thrilled with the way this game went for them. Didn't really do anything offensively for the majority of the second half.
No, I would agree. I don't think.
Oh, you're drinking the last drink.
Yep.
Let's be
Mom would
honest.
be mad. On her birthday, too. Elks.
Okay, move on, Dan.
A common thread on this channel.
You're an idiot.
A common thread on this channel that we've been saying lately, and I think it's so more true more than ever, is good teams find a way to win, and bad teams find a way to lose. And this seemed like,
Not you, Lane. I'm sorry. Anyways, continue, Lane.
So, okay, I got confused by that one. So, but bad, like, you know what I'm saying? So, good teams find ways to win, bad teams find ways to lose. And it felt like this was another game where a bad team found a way to lose a game. I've watched this whole game, and from start to finish, sometimes I don't catch all the game, but because we're doing more CFL, I've been way more watching more games than I ever would. I just watch. I never used to watch mostly. I just would watch the Ticats, and that was it. But now that I'm on,
And that must have been depressing for you the last couple of years. I mean, this year they've been good.
But now that I'm on the Shakers Island, now that I have a residency here on the island, I don't want to get kicked back to my home. I do watch all the games now, so I'm starting to learn a lot more than I know before. And I'm just seeing these teams, especially the Elks, especially tonight's game, where it just felt like every time something could go their way or they got a chance, they just shot themselves in the foot so many times. I'm like, whether it was the kick, the roughing the kicker, but then not giving the no yards, whether it was roughing the passer, but then doing this. And then there was another example where they got the ball, it was out of bounds, they got the ball, but no yards, so the play gets just cut. It's just all these little things that could just add up to positive. Like, you could be getting the ball on the 2-yard line, but then you get a no yards penalty. Oh, you get a roughing the kicker, you get the ball back with your possession. Oh, no yards penalty that deflects it. It's just these little things that they're doing that just by pinching away. I think it was over 110 penalty yards on 10 penalties. Like, that's unacceptable.
133 on 11 penalties.
Yeah, like, that's unacceptable.
53 on 6.
And not only that, like, poor Cody Fajardo, like, he goes in the game. He actually looks good, but he can't do it. He's got no time. They're like on him and like.
Fajardo was sacked 8 times for a total of 64 yards lost.
Crazy.
I mean,
time.
Some teams don't only get 8 sacks done in a season.
Well, I don't know if they still do the Purelator sack for the food bank, but tonight would have been a good night for that.
Most of them don't do that anymore.
They still do Purelator tackle hunger, but it's not every
still gobble food, but they don't donate food.
Tonight would have been a good night for it.
But I mean, I just
cut this
year, and I agree with you, Lane. I think Edmonton, between allowing 8 sacks, taking 133 penalty yards, piss poor running game, lost you the game. And a big issue is here. Cody Fajardo ran more yards than Rankin and Leak.
Yeah.
Fajardo ran for 20 yards. Leak ran for 5. Rankin ran for 0.
Well,
wow.
Jacob,
that just can't happen. But at the same time, though, I want to ask you boys, is this on the running backs, or is this just Edmonton's offensive line is just terrible? And I think
offensive line
in Edmonton tonight was just bad. Like, Fajardo was running for his life. I actually thought Fajardo played excellent.
I did too.
26 for 33, 346, 2 TDs, no picks. I thought Fajardo played excellent.
Me too. I guess his first game he started all season. First game he started for Edmonton, and he's really embraced the backup wall. Like a lot of quarterbacks going from a franchise great winning cup quarterback will be really angry being a backup, especially behind a guy that cannot fall 50 yards in a game. But here he is taking full responsibility for it and doing a great job, being a great teammate. And now he just walks in here, gets sacked 8-9 times, and still falls over 300 yards, doesn't fall a pick. I thought he played incredible.
And if you noticed, after every drive, like I said he would do, he's going to Trey Ford, showing him the tablet, being like, hey, look what I'm seeing. So he was still, even though he was a starter, he was still in that mentorship role, going back to him,
which was
showing him all the drives and showing him the breakdowns and being like, hey, look what I'm seeing when you're not seeing.
My big thing is here, though, and obviously I think you'd be insane to not give Cody Fajardo the next start, but with how bad this O-line is being, was this Trey Ford's escapability maybe been kind of hiding how bad this O-line is, and maybe we're seeing why Trey Ford is struggling.
100%.
Yeah.
Because Cody Fajardo's escapability is good, but it's not Trey Ford good. I think we can all agree on that.
Well, who is?
In the CFL right now, nobody.
Yeah. Maybe Damon Allen back 25 years ago.
Okay, well, Damon Allen was just a different animal. But I don't know where Edmonton goes from here, because you can't fix an entire offensive line overnight. I get you're playing the Riders, who are one of the best blitz teams in the league. But I think for Edmonton, I think this was a winnable game. You had
100%.
You had the lead going into the second quarter. As much as it wasn't a big lead, you were still up 4-1. Woohoo! And you know what? Your defense actually played pretty well. I feel their defense played very well.
Except for that one play.
Still one sack. Kept Fajardo under 300 yards for the first time in a while. I mean, kept Harris under 300 yards. Contained AJ Ouellette. He did have that one big run towards the end of the game, but Ouellette only ran for 62 yards on 15 carries.
That's a slow night for him.
That's a slow night for Ouellette. Yeah, you did allow Saskatchewan to score, but you keeping Saskatchewan to under 25, that's pretty good, right? I think their defense gave them a chance to win. I think the offense kind of gave themselves a chance to win, but I think this offensive line has to be better. And truthfully, I still want more out of Edmonton's defensive line. I think between Brinkman and Serezna, you need more than one sack a night.
Oh, I agree.
They have the most expensive the most expensive defensive line in the CFL, and it's just not getting it done. It's not performing at a high enough level. Again, did they take some steps today? Absolutely. Getting that huge stop on the goal line.
Oh, I was
creating a turnover. Absolutely massive, right? So, this team is doing a lot of things right. It's getting to a point now where Edmonton's season is almost over.
Is this where you start firing defensive coordinators?
Interesting here in the comments here from Key. Leave it up to Fajardo to do what? Do nothing on a do or die of the game. I'm really not blaming Fajardo on this one personally. I don't know if I just got my Grey Cup MVP blinders on. But I personally feel I do agree the last drive wasn't pretty, but I'm still blaming the offensive line way more than I'm blaming the quarterback, because he had to wait for the routes to develop. And he couldn't wait because, well, guess what? The offensive line just wouldn't let him wait.
It's like what I had to deal with as a Ticat fan for years. This is what it felt like. It felt like watching a 2018 Hamilton Ticats game. It really did. It was just like, it's the same issues that I've seen for years, where it's like the running game is inconsistent. There's no running game because you can't even give the ball to the running back because he's got nowhere to go. And every time the quarterback's dropping back, he's getting sacked 10 times a game. I remember when Zach Galaros or Mazzoli was getting sacked 6 or 7 times a game. It's the same. It's the same thing. It's at the end of the day, you have to give your quarterback time to make plays. You have to give your running back. You have to have a running game. you have to hold the line, and they're not holding the line. Like, what are they supposed to do? And another thing they did, which again was going on the penalties, was that false start. I think that was the drive they stopped them, but still, even that false start on 3 and 2, and they're not. Someone's got to get in that ear and be like, they're not hiking the ball. Don't move.
Dan, you are being called out on the Island podcast here.
You got to do something, right? And, you can't, like Jacob said, you can't change your defense overnight. I don't think you should fire your head coach quite yet. But in my opinion, you got to do something to shake it up.
I don't know what you got to do, but they got to do something. I don't know what that something is, but they got to do something.
Because this shows that it wasn't Trey Ford's fault. Because
I don't completely agree with you there.
Well, even you have a quarterback.
Dan, Trey Ford's best game is nowhere near comparable to Cody Fajardo's first start.
True.
I'm just stating.
I'm going to say this
you
right
have
now.
A quarterback
You're not
300 yards and you still lost.
I don't care. What I'm saying is right now, if Cody Fajardo's in, you're probably a 3-3 club right now.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Which means you would be tied for a playoff spot. You'd be fighting for either the crossover in the East or the third spot in the West. So
BC, yeah.
And Edmonton's got a huge trip coming up because you have the Ticats, Alouettes, Argos, and Red Blacks for your Eastern trip. This is the trip. If Edmonton is going to make the playoffs, they got to sweep the East.
Yeah, I'll win 0-4. Is that crazy?
They got to do it. They got to sweep the East if they want a chance to make the playoffs.
And even if they're still only 5-6.
I understand.
I don't think they'll be Edmonton.
You're looking at Edmonton is going to be fighting for a crossover position right now.
No, I hear you.
And I will say this. Let's say you start Fajardo. He plays well, but you lose to the Ticats and lose to the Alouettes again. You're going back to Trey Ford for the rest of the year. Or I don't really know who's in your system in Edmonton. Maybe people in the comments can inform me here. But you got to – if you need to start going through other quarterbacks if this season's a write-off.
Well, here's $1 million question. That next game, are you starting?
Not $1 million.
I didn't say anything.
I said I don't have $1 million.
Okay. But
I can't answer the question.
Here's a $1 question.
I didn't have that. Hold on.
Okay, Dan, you know what?
I don't have money.
Here you go.
Okay.
Oh, thanks.
Well, the next
I got you
game, are you starting Trey Ford or Cody Fajardo?
You have to start Fajardo.
I would start Cody Fajardo too.
This isn't even a question to me. Trey Ford's best game wasn't comparable to this.
Then again, he does play Hamilton well. Trey Ford, whenever he plays Hamilton, statistically has an amazing game.
Yeah, but I'll be honest. I actually think Edmonton, with the way Fajardo played today, could beat Hamilton next week.
Yeah.
And Lane, I'm not just saying it because I'm an Argo fan. I've actually picked the Ticats to win this week over the Lions in the Streakers app. But
I did too.
I'm trying sushi apparently because you have to eat them raw.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like I'm being called out in the comments, possibly.
Oh boy.
3-3 if we started Fajardo. Hey, well, one of those games would have still lost, would have been Winnipeg because we tried starting Fajardo for 2 or 3 plays and he was useless. He would have been useless for the whole rest of that game if we were talking a 3-3 scenario. Now, I don't know about that, though, because you're preparing to be a starting quarterback very different than coming off the bench. It's kind of like when a goaltender gets brought in hockey because the head goalie's playing terrible.
Well, good example,
and also,
right?
too, that was a weird one because that was one of the games I thought Trey Ford was playing well. Right? And that one made no sense. Ford would go 9 for 9. Let's put a Cody Fajardo for a bit.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. Yeah.
I'm not saying, I just think that right now, Cody Fajardo gives you the best chance to win football games. That's all I'm saying. I'm not even saying Cody Fajardo has more potential than Trey Ford, because he doesn't. What we saw from Cody Fajardo will be the best football he can play. This is what Cody Fajardo does. And I do agree when I saw it in the comments, either on the last show, that Cody Fajardo is incisive at times. That is his biggest downfall. and he doesn't sometimes read defenses quite quick enough. But still, I think he out of your system, he's your best chance. It's like when people say in Toronto, well, we should start another quarterback over Nick Arbuckle. Well, yeah, if Chad Kelly's healthy, sure. But if not, Nick Arbuckle is your best chance to win football games. And until these seasons are write-offs, I think you have to put the best player in the position. Let's say Toronto loses their next 2 or 3 games. Then, yeah, I'm giving Tucker Horn or Jared Dagey a start to see what they can do. Why not? If the seasons are write-off, then go for it. But I don't feel for Edmonton, Ottawa, or Toronto, these seasons are write-offs yet. I think Edmonton's got the hardest road because they're in the West, but as we look, they have that Eastern trip. You sweep or win 3 out of 4 on that Eastern trip, you got a shot.
With Cody Fajardo tonight, I hate to say it, but he looked like a little bit of Cody Fajardo back in Saskatchewan. I'm not saying it's all his fault because he had no O-line whatsoever, but he got sacked 8 times. And when he loses the position and he runs around, which is the right thing to do. But then when he gets sacked because he running around, he lost so many yards. And that's kind of the Cody Fajardo I remember in Roughrider land, you know. So I'm not saying it's his fault because when he was in Montreal was one of the best O-lines in the league. Wouldn't we all agree with that? Mm-hmm. And when he was in Montreal, he won the Grey Cup. So we can't say it's all his fault, but
Dan Fajardo getting sacked tonight 8 times, even if you want to blame 2 or 3 of them on him.
No, I know you can't blame all 8
It's not. You can't say Fajardo was not your issue tonight.
No.
Any other game, if Fajardo puts up these numbers, you should win. The Riders have a great defense, too, and let's give this Rider defense its flowers. Not that I can afford flowers. You look at the price of flowers, they are very expensive. That's why I never buy Lane flowers. I just tell him he's dashing. And hopefully
speaking of cost, man, I had to go to the store in Oakville, and holy moly, it was some natural organic store that I had to go to do Uber Eats. Some of the prices, I was like, it was like $9 for 125 milliliters of milk. I was like, oh, okay.
What?
It was like natural.
What?
$9.35 for like, I was like this much milk. I was like,
I've already given Dan $1 for his question. I can't afford that.
I was like, oh, we're in the fancy stores today.
That sounds like placing a Toronto Blue Jay game on food.
Yeah, the store was busy, so I was like, well, okay.
Well, you're in Oakville, but
Oakville's got a lot of money.
But
yeah,
I don't know. I do want to give the Riders their credit. 8 sacks, kept Edmonton to under 20 points.
Great crowd, too.
Oh, I mean, and actually, that is a weird thing. I'm seeing a lot of people say the crowd wasn't great. I'm like, okay, calm down.
That was pretty good.
Okay, we didn't sell every seat was as disappointing, but they did. The crowd was loud, bro.
Saskatchewan gets a good crowd, but Edmonton back home on August 2nd for their next one. And
against Ticats.
Would you guys now want to say the Riders are the best team in the CFL again?
I would, but it goes up to your power rankings, Mr. Jacob. I guess we can't really comment until the week is over, but that was a really dominating performance.
I want to see how Hamilton plays BC before I make that.
Ooh.
But they might be, yeah.
Oh.
Whoa. $8 for a water at the Edmonton's Big Carnival of the Year.
What's a big carnival of the year?
Great. I'm assuming it's a big carnival.
I guess kind of like the CNE in Toronto.
But it's at Edmonton.
Yeah, $8. Wow.
Don't they have a roller coaster in their mall?
They do.
Yeah, they do.
They also have Connor McDavid on their ice.
And walking the streets. I saw Connor McDavid walking the streets when I was there.
Sure you did. You probably saw
him. No, I'm dead serious.
Why don't you get his autograph?
Because he wouldn't turn his head. I'm like, hey, Connor. He just kept on walking.
You should have tackled him.
Yeah.
Lost the yardage. First down. But
Fargo.
But no, I will say I because even if the Ticats win today, not today, this week, they'd go to 5-2. But if they win again, then they're on that huge winning streak. So, yeah, honestly, yeah, I could see debating between the Ticats and the Riders as the two best teams of the CFL right now.
Interesting. What about Calgary?
It's better than the CNE, according to Key. So, Dan, I guess you need to go to Edmonton. They shut down the roller coaster. It's an empty space of sadness. Worst mall ever.
They shut it down. Wow.
Lane, can you go in that empty space and just like dance?
But you have a hockey arena in the mall too.
That's where Dan thinks he saw Connor McDavid, probably.
No. I'm not criticizing Connor. I'm sure he didn't feel like talking, right? I'm not criticizing the guy, but
I am.
But no, he's a good guy. I'm not going to criticize him. But
you just still want him to come to Toronto.
No, I don't.
I do.
Well, the Blue Jays won today, so for some Canadian fans, that's something we can all be happy about.
Oh,
Jays now improved to, I believe, now they are first in the AL.
They're not. They're first in the entire league.
Wowzers!
They're 20 games over 500. 20.
I don't know. They have the best record in the MLB. That's crazy.
Oh, it looks like we found Lane's future employment. Dancing dash code now instead of dashing.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Remember, this is a PG show, though. So, Lane, you got to keep the clothes on.
Oh, well, that might be a good thing.
Then again, we've always joked that if we all stripped on the island, then people would pay for us to put clothes back on.
Except Chazzy.
What are the odds the Blue Jays would have a better record than the Los Angeles Dodgers? When I read that today, I was like, wow.
Oh, dude.
No, you didn't. You called they'd be have 98 wins. You wouldn't say it'd be the best team in the MLB. Get wrecked.
No, I didn't.
Well, 98 wins might be the best.
Well, right now, though, I think you could argue the Blue Jays are the best team in baseball. The last two games, they've just destroyed the Tigers. I mean, I don't know. Actually, that's another thing. What the heck has happened to the Detroit Tigers?
They're now they're 0-10 in their past 10 games, and with stretch for what now? 1-12.
I'm gonna look at when they won their last game, but yeah.
They're not quite 0-10 yet, but they're not good. And
what was the stat I heard? It was it was crazy. It was
feel bad for their fans. They have a really good group of fans there in Detroit.
I don't know if you guys have noticed it, though, and it is interesting. Are you guys noticing border towns are not doing as well for attendance?
I was going to say that, but everybody might tell me off for saying that. But yes, we're seeing
as long as we don't get into politics.
We're seeing that in Seattle. We're probably seeing it in other.
They're 1-9.
Not even border towns. Look at Florida. Florida's a destination city for snowbirds to go down to. We're seeing us attendance there.
It will be interesting to see what attendance is like over the next couple years in those border towns. We'll just leave it at that. But it is a little interesting factoid to keep a look at.
They're 4-11 in their last 15.
Well, I wonder with this happening, we talk about another Canadian team coming to the MLB. I wonder if it's happening. Maybe it will be a Canadian team coming to the MLB.
Let's get one in Vancouver.
That would be sweet.
But now looking
at the Montreal Expos come back.
But looking ahead to the Roughriders schedule, they have a really tough schedule coming up. They got the Alouettes, the Ticats, the Stamps, and then back-to-back with the Bombers for the Labor Day game and the Banjo Bowl.
I think they'll be fine. I don't expect them to win every game. I think they'll probably lose one of them, but...
As you were saying, people don't want to risk their life just to watch a game. And it's not political. That's just in general, especially depending on where you're going in the red, white, and blue. We'll just leave it at that. But we love our American friends, so don't worry.
Detroit's a little bit of a rough town, so you gotta be careful.
But
Toronto can be a rough town sometimes.
It can be.
Yeah, it can be.
But you're looking at the Rough Riders schedule, and I think this will really like for example, Calgary over 4 games had the Blue Bombers twice, the Riders, and the Alouettes, and went 3-4. That is very, very good. Now you're having over the next 5, you have the Owls, Ticat, Stamps, and Bombers twice. This is where we see how good the Rough Riders are. Because let's be honest, you barely beat the Elks. You almost blew a 17-point lead, but you held on. Dan, they play on your birthday, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, eh?
we should go to Saskatchewan for your birthday.
Yeah.
Lane, book the tickets.
The Yankees lost again too.
Good for $1.
You know what, Lane? I'll give you a $2 budget to get us out there. But yeah, the Riders now coming up. This is a really big test for them. If they can do what Calgary did and go 3-4 and go like 4-5 over that stretch, then you're really going to see how good this Rider team is. Let's say they go, I think they got to go at least 3-2.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's say they go like 2-3. Then all of a sudden they could be slipping, especially if they lose both. The Bombers are looking at the Banjo Bowl and Labor Day, being like, this is our chance to climb back up for the race.
Well, Trevor Harris looks pretty healthy. He looks pretty good. So all the time Trevor Harris is going, I think Saskatchewan's going to be going too. Their defense looked really good too.
Quickest way to make a child cry. We're going to Saskatchewan for your birthday.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, that also means Key is calling Dan a child, and I think that is just a perfect thing to say.
That's okay. I identify as a child.
And we're not getting into that. But but yeah, I mean, this is the Riders now have a big test coming up. But now let's look ahead to Saturday, which is the Toronto Argonauts versus the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And
let's roll.
That is good job. I'm glad you have. Actually, it's today in Ontario. It's Saturday right now.
We will
Saturday morning, top of the morning to you, laddies.
We will be at that game, so keep an eye on Streakers Nation.
Oh, you're gonna torture yourself some more?
We are. We got the tickets now. No turning back.
But no, I honestly think it's a winnable game for Toronto. Winnipeg's not the powerhouse they were a couple years ago. Toronto almost beat the Alouettes, who I would say the Alouettes are a better team than the Blue Bombers.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's a winnable game.
Should be, honestly.
I'm not saying if it's for sure. I mean, I think it's a must win at this point. I think Toronto's got to go on a run.
Oh,
100%.
Because if we look ahead to the Argos,
because like if you lose this one, and then BC somehow pulls off an upset, which I mean they could, you know how hard it is to win 5 games in a row. So,
but you look at Toronto here, you got the Blue Bombers, Red Blacks, Elks, Lions, Ticats, Elks. So that is one thing I will say for the Argos. I am seeing a lot of winnable games. I'll be honest, their toughest game coming up will probably either be the Bombers or the Ticats. But they're still winnable. And unfortunately, well, I guess depends on how you look at it. Lane is very fortunate about this. The Argos have not played well against Ticats of late.
No.
Last few years.
But, I mean, you look the Argos here, like if you can, over your next 4, which is Bombers, Red Blacks, Elks, if you can win 3 out of 4, you're putting yourself back in a position. And then you play the Lions. You still play the Lions twice this year, right? If you win both of those games.
That's huge.
All of a sudden, you're right back in the playoff hunt. So I'm not. That's just why I've said you can't quite count these teams out just yet.
What's really interesting about the CFL this year?
What?
In most years, we see the 09 teams very even in the records. You might have one team that's really, really bad. But for most of them, we're all very even. This year, it's not like that at all. You got your top tier teams.
That makes you feel claustrophobic.
And then you got your really bad teams.
Mm-hmm.
There's really no middle ground. I would say the only middle ground is BC and Winnipeg. But besides of that, you got your really good ones and your really bad ones. This is unusual for the CFL.
Yeah.
Usually in the CFL,
there. I think
on any given night, any team can be any team, but we're not seeing that this year.
Well, I don't agree with you on that fully. I think Edmonton could have beat Saskatchewan tonight. I know they didn't, but
they didn't.
Okay, but Dan, you're saying can any team beat any team on any given night?
I can have a flying pig right through my window right now, but it's not.
Well, that's good because I mean, you should have seen when Dan saw like a little bug in his room. He grabs the vacuum. One time he was in a room and he ran away and almost fell down the stairs. So if there was a giant pig flying in his room, that would not be a good time. But back to the comments to go. Claros isn't enjoying his own line like he used to. Seems like his new band members want a divorce.
Whoa.
I do actually. I could see I could see Toronto blitzing quite a bit. I've said this. I've been saying this for about About 3 years. The way you beat Zach Claros is blitzing the hell out of him because he doesn't perform that well under pressure. I don't think he likes to get hit. Which, who does like to get hit? But I mean, he's not like Dustin Crum that like literally just will get hit for fun.
Zach Claros is getting older now too, right? So he's got.
Yeah, but Trevor Harris turned 40 today. Happy birthday, Trevor Harris!
Wow, what way spend a birthday? Good for him.
But I mean, Trevor Harris was 40 and he's still playing like he's 30.
Hell, it's crazy how good he's playing. And good, congrats on him. He passed another quarterback for all-time yards. He's up to what, 35,000 yards now?
Over 35,000 yards now.
I don't think he's going to catch Damon Allen 73,000, but
I don't know if he plays till he's 80.
Yeah.
But big game tomorrow for the Argos and the Blue Bombers. I'm not sure how much content we'll be pushing out for pregame and postgame since we will be there, but we will be doing stuff at the game itself. But I think it is time that we wrap things up for.
I'm sure we'll be back on a Sunday.
Dan's calling us out. Dan saying, Jacob, you don't deserve a night off. You're producing a show Sunday. We will be back on Sunday.
Sunday's going to be a big day because we'll do our live shows. We have a pre-record too. So Sunday will be a big game.
We're very busy. But it is time that we sign off for the night. Thank you very much for everyone for watching. I'm the self-proclaimed sports analyst, joined by Mr. More for Your Money.
Woo!
Give me a better woo.
That was a good one.
Better.
Woo!
And Mr. Lean Dashing Dashko. Until next time, we'll see you later.
Bye-bye.